What's up, everyone? It's your pal Admin Tim from the Sons of Liberty. Now, before I delve into today's topic, I want to clarify something real fast for you. Our platform is a Facebook page, which is a thing that you press the like and follow button. It's not a Facebook group. We're not a Facebook group. We're not an organization that you join. There's no membership. We're not a club. I'm mentioning this because I've gotten a handful of comments from people that can't seem to find us or that found the wrong Sons of Liberty. You should be aware that there are a number of entities using the same name that we use. We're not them. Here's a screenshot of our Facebook page. We have our own specific logo, and the motto that's on the logo is also our page motto. Now, we do have a private Facebook group that the admins use for giving feedback about things or for community members to give us a heads up about breaking news, but that's not the focus of our operation. The Facebook page is, so go like and follow. Now, today I'm going to talk a little bit more about Project 2025. I mentioned this in a couple of other videos, but there's something specific that I want to talk about today, and it's a double shot. We're going to talk very quickly about eugenics, and we're going to talk about a guy named Richard Hanania, or Hernia, or Chronicles of Narnia. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce his name, and I can't be arsed to give him the proper courtesy of figuring it out. So, for those of you that don't know, eugenics is a set of beliefs and pseudoscience practices that aim to improve the genetic quality of human population. It has its pros and its cons, but most of it ends up being, really fucking bad. It's a difficult subject to take seriously because, like all science, it's widely available to everyone, and that includes the wrong people. You see, eugenics is a sort of social movement, but it's also scientific racism. More often, it involves forced sterilization, murder of anybody deemed unfit, and requiring people with specific characteristics to breed together. As a historical example, the Spartans had a council that would inspect newborns. If a child was deemed incapable of being a Spartan warrior, they threw the child into a mountain chasm or left it exposed to die alone, which is super ironic because there are a lot of right-wing ass clowns running around with weak genes and a lack of book learning that the Spartans absolutely would have thrown off the mountain. And holy fuck, I swear to God, I see more Spartan dick sucking from the Reich wing with their stupid moaning labia patches and stickers than I do anybody else. Let me give you another verifiable historical example. The Nazis. They built death camps and tried to get rid of gay people, transgender people, intelligentsia, which were basically leftist intellectuals who knew the Nazis were fucking scum. The Nazis also murdered Jews, gypsies, Poles, people with low IQ, people with mental illness and learning disabilities, and political dissidents. Oh, but we're just scratching the surface. The Nazis also took blonde-haired, blue-eyed children from cities and countries that they occupied, and they gave them to childless Germans to be raised as Aryans. The Nazis also took men and women who had desirable physical traits and told them to have lots of Aryan babies in order to create a race of supermen. Not only that, but the Nazis had hospitals that operated as schools for Aryan kids where they would study these children and indoctrinate them, even as they trained them to become loyal soldiers. And Hitler outlined a lot of his racial beliefs in his book Mein Kampf. So this guy, Richard Hanania, was unmasked on Substack in August 2023, almost a year ago at the time I'm shooting this truck rant. He wrote blogs for white supremacist websites about the evils of race mixing. He advocated for the forced sterilization of people with a low IQ. He called for the deportation of, and I quote, all post-1965 non-white immigrants from Latin America. And he wants to outlaw feminism and women's liberation because it will be the end of human civilization, according to him. He also hates Jews, but I bet you could have figured that shit out for yourself. Now, Richard Hanania is a contributor to Project 2025, which people are starting to wake the fuck up and realize that this is the core foundation of Donald Trump's 2024 campaign, even though Donald claims he has no idea who any of these people are, despite the fact that most of them used to work for him in the one term he held where he got impeached twice before he lost the election and then tried to overthrow the government. Now we're going to talk about the failed GOP candidate from Virginia named Corey Stewart, who is also another contributor to Heritage Foundation's Project 2025. Corey has a long association with white supremacists and calls himself a protector of America's Confederate history. Now, if you had no fucking idea about the Sons of Liberty and how we feel about Confederates, I strongly encourage you to go back through our video history on YouTube or TikTok. because holy shit, we skewer the fuck out of those traitors. Anyway, at least 31 of the 38 official authors and editors of Project 2025 have rock solid, verifiable connections to Donald Trump. And at least 140 former Trump administration officials have been involved with Project 2025, and its 3 primary leaders are Trump administration alumni. So if Trump's lips are moving, he's probably lying, and there's absolutely nothing that he said so far that convinces you that maybe he's telling the truth. You know those magic 8-ball toys from the 80s? All signs point to yes, motherfucker. Former Trump White House Communications Director Alyssa Farah Griffin just recently did an interview where she talked about what she personally witnessed. Not only are they coming for the veterans, not only are they planning on trying to forcibly deport a lot of people who are brown-skinned and look like maybe they swam across the Rio Grande, whether those same people were actually born here or not only are they going to gut Social Security, but they also plan to wipe out the federal government of its civil employees and replace them with political appointees who are Trump loyalists. It's called the Schedule F plan, and it's still part of the Trump campaign platform because he literally just vowed to reinstitute it. Ms. Griffin assures us that it's real because she saw the executive order. That's why I call Project 2025 American Mein Kampf. It's not just fucking hyperbole, and I swear to Christ, some of you motherfuckers better wake the fuck up because this country is in fucking danger. And if you give a shit about the future of this country, you better do your goddamn best to get everybody of voting age out there and vote for the one candidate who can beat Trump. I'm talking about Kamala Harris. And I don't give a shit whether you love her, like her, or hate her. The only question is, do you want Trump as president for life starting in January of 2025? If the answer is no, then everybody needs to suck it the fuck up and go vote. Or you could sit back on your ass and not vote, or vote third party because you're a nihilist who doesn't give a shit about this country. And that's fine too, because in this country, you do have that right. How much longer you'll have that right, I don't know. But when it's too late for you to do anything about it, don't come crying to me asking for my help. I'll tell you to get fucked and die mad about it. And that's the bottom line because Admin Tim said so.